Good morning everyone. Woke up to a pretty wet morning out here on our second day of our 10-day canoe trip out in Canada, Algonquin Park. And yeah, it was raining pretty heavily most of the night, and I think the forecast today is to be a lot of rain as well, so it could be a wet day's travel. And yeah, we had a pretty long day yesterday. By the time we got to the access point in the morning and made our way all the way to where we are now on Misty Lake. So it was a long day's paddling, some big portages along the route, but by the time we got into this spot last night it was pretty late, and it actually got dark as soon as we got here. So we put our gear up in the dark, but then we managed to get a campfire lit, cooked up some nice food before calling it a night. But yeah, we're camping on one of the islands, beautiful little site, got some fantastic views across the lake. And yeah, yesterday was, as I say, a long day for us. We're really glad we managed to make it as far as we did. And yeah, today the plan is to push on, finish Misty Lake off. Got a few portages along the route today, I think 3 portages today. And then we get into Shar Lake before getting into the Tim River. And then we're going to hopefully camp on the Tim River tonight. So I just come across this down birch tree on the trail. Just going to take some of this birch bark off, stick it in my pocket, and yeah, it might come in useful later on when we get to camp. So we just come on to Shar Lake. This is another beautiful lake. And yeah, we've got a short paddle across it now before we start the next portage, which is 1,000 metre, which is going to take us into the Tim River. And yeah, it's about midday now, so we're looking to stop for some lunch soon. We're not sure what we're going to do yet. We might just plough on through and get that 1,000 metre portage done and stop at the other end of it and have lunch there before we start paddling up the Tim River. So I'm on the third leg of this portage, just heading back towards the Tim River now with my last load. And yeah, we've come across quite a lot of wildlife signs on this trail. Some big moose prints, a huge pile of bear scat, and also every now and again we keep getting quite strong pungent smells, maybe like an animal's been there recently. So yeah, we're just sort of keeping our eyes peeled and making a bit of noise while we're on the trail here. But yeah, we're going to stop. When we get back to the river, stop, have some lunch, and then we'll continue on down the Tim River. Continue on down the Tim River before we find camp for tonight. Just pause there because I heard a bit of a crash in the woods. So yeah, I'm just sort of keeping an eye out as I go here.
we just hit the portage trail, and at the end there's a campsite, and depending on what we all think, we might decide just to stay there for tonight, because the next campsite we were hoping to get to is probably still a few hours away. There's a 460 portage in there as well, and we've got the same river distance to cover as we've just been paddling there for the last few hours since our lunch stop. So yeah, we don't want to be in a position again where we're getting to camp and it's getting dark. So if everyone's happy, I think we'll try and make this campsite and this portage work for tonight.
So it's a bit of a cosy camp, this one. We're all fairly close to each other. Just this campsite itself is actually quite small, but we've managed to make it work the best we can. Everyone's all set up here. We've got a tarp rigged up as well there, just in case in the morning we've got some bad weather again, and we've got a dry area we can sit and have our breakfast. But yeah, we're going to get the fire lit shortly, cook up some food. It's actually caught beautiful brook trout, good eating size, so we're going to cook that up as well. And then yeah, sit by the campfire, probably get up early and try and do a bit more fishing in the morning. So I'm up quite early this morning. One of the guys actually sounded his air horn off during the night. He heard some crashing nearby in the woods, just behind camp. And our camp is actually pretty remote and surrounded by thick forest. And we've seen plenty of sign of bear and moose, with some pretty big moose prints and a lot of bear scat around. So yeah, he just sounded his air horn off to scare anything off that might have been out there near camp. But that woke me up, and then I struggled to get back to sleep after that, to be honest. So at first light, got up, come down the river here to do a bit of fishing. But now I'm going to head back into camp, cook up some breakfast before I pack camp down. So back on the river this morning. A few of the guys caught some really nice brook trout from that little pool near camp. And yeah, we're on the river for quite a few hours this morning, so hopefully we'll come across some more pools with the fish along the way. We've been on the Tim River for a few hours now. We actually just stopped at one of the campsites and a bit of lunch. Yeah, I was doing a bit of trolling then, actually hooked into my first brook trout. Really nice looking fish. And yeah, I just took that guy back. But yeah, still got quite a way to go on the Tim River yet before the next portage, which we're going to take into Shippergow Lake, or Shippergow I think it's called. And then from that lake we've got a big portage, I think it's another 900 metre portage, into Blue Lake. Yeah, fair distance left to cover, but it's been a fantastic day paddling on the Tim River so far, really beautiful. So this portage is pretty rough in places, quite rocky. A bit slippery, and also getting out of the canoe Shippergow Lake was quite muddy, and yeah, just take my time here on this trail. But yeah, I'm about halfway through first leg of 900 metre portage. I'm pretty keen to get this done with, to be honest. Really tired now, been another long day for us. Beautiful scenery, and yeah, really enjoyed it. But looking forward to getting to camp now, getting things set up and getting a brew made and it's chilling out for a bit.
So I just jumped in the lake for a bit of a swim and a wash. Definitely need it after today, the last few days. Been pretty tough. And yeah, nice to get into a camp, have a bit of time to jump in the lake, so I can cool down. Yeah, looking forward to getting back in the camp now and cooking up some food.
So we've just made it to Big Trout Lake, and this is the lake we've been pushing towards over the last 3 days. Biggest lake on the trip, and we're going to be based here for a few nights now. And yeah, it'd be nice just to dry some gear off, settle in one place, and not have to worry about pushing on like we have been over the last 3 days. Some pretty long days there, some big portages, so we're looking forward to having a few rest days now, doing a bit of fishing, and spend a bit more time relaxing in camp. Yeah. So we just found a pretty nice island site here at the top end of Big Trout Lake. It's quite windy today and it's just started raining, so we didn't want to push on any further than we needed to. Nice just to finish the day early, and we've got a nice little campsite here. So we're going to get the gear unloaded, get a tent set up, and yeah, probably get the stove out, maybe start the fire and cook up some food, pretty hungry, and then yeah, just spend the rest of the days relaxing. If the weather dies off, might get back on the boat, do a bit of fishing, but for now I'm going to get things set up. So I'm just going to light my twig stove up. Picked a lot of this birch bark up on the portage trail earlier on. And yeah, I'm going to boil up some water for a nice cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of... What can I have?
This is living, boys! Caught in a bit of a downpour here. Taking refuge in Desir's tarp. So we had a pretty epic thunderstorm last night. Came through about 3 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, it woke me up for quite a while, to be honest. And this morning we got up, weather wasn't too bad. Cooked up some breakfast, just some pancakes this morning. And now the rain's just coming down, it's pretty heavy actually. So we've just come back in the tent, just going to stay in here for a while now until it passes over. We picked a good day to have a day off, sort of rest day, stay at this campsite again. And hopefully if the weather improves, we can go out and do a bit of fishing. Or at the very least we can just relax in our tents and just have a nice day off. So we've just set up a group tarp right above the fireplace, so we've got somewhere to sit out of the rain. We've just heard some more thunder and it's gone pretty grey again, so expecting another heavy downpour any point now. But at least we've got a nice area we can sit outside the tents and keep nice and dry. So raise the tarp up a little bit. So we had some pretty crazy weather there for a while, but thankfully it's passed over and the sun's just come out, so we're going to get in the boats, head out and do a bit of fishing while we can. So I've been trolling for about an hour, but the sky's looking grey again and the wind keeps picking up at times, so I'm heading back to camp. I'm not too far away, but I just don't want to get caught out in some bad weather and hopefully make it back before the rain starts again. So I just about made it back to camp before the heavens opened. But yeah, you could hear it coming when it was out in the water. So I just put the fishing gear away, made a run for it, and just about got back to camp in time.